Hey y'all, wanted to do a quick tips, tricks, and helpful hints video on metal detecting, how to retrieve your targets surgically and fill in your holes so that it's very difficult to even tell that you've been digging or detecting there. So why don't we go ahead and get started, and we'll go from there. I'll be right back. Let me turn the camera around. I'll show you the process. Alright, so right down here I've detected a target in the high 50s, low 60s, and it's probably just a piece of trash, but it could be a nickel or something middle tones. So let's go ahead and retrieve the target, and get yourself a good shovel. This is the one that I prefer. It's a cheapie, probably about $3 to $5 at Lowe's or Home Depot, and it's Acme brand. So it's curved, as you can see. So it's extremely durable, very thick. I've pried up boulders, well, not boulders, but rocks and other things with this. So you got to get yourself a good digging tool. I don't prefer the Lesh. I prefer this over any of the other ones because it's got a serrated edge on the one side for cutting through roots, and it's got the fork down at the tip so you can pry things up and get in between like rocks and gravel and stuff, and then it's got the straight blade on the other side. So use according to how it's designed. All right, so what I like to do is I like to cut a U-shaped plug, probably 3 or 4 times the size of the target. So in this case, it's the detector's saying the target is down about 4 or 5 inches. And so I want to dig a U-shaped target here about, I'd say 4 to 6 inches in diameter. And so what I'm going to do, why I do a U-shaped target, is it cuts the grass and all the roots and the dirt on about 3/4 of it on the bottom side towards me, in the shape of a horseshoe. And then what I do is I pry the plug up and I just fold it back. And that leaves the grass on the back side attached, so the plug remains alive, and you can just, once you've retrieved your target under that plug, you can just fold the plug back, pack it down, and it'll stay green. And so let me go ahead and do that, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's the leave where the approximate target is. So I'm going to come in here about 4 inches back. What you can do, and what I'll probably do now, is I'll just come in here straight down. Now, we haven't had any rain in a while, so this is going to be tough digging with one hand. So I like to work it back and forth, and that loosens the dirt. So once the blade is in, then you can work your way up that way and work your way back that way. I'm going to have my daughter hold the video, and you want to keep the shovel in the middle of the camera. Okay, so go, keep your hand out of the way. Okay, your hand is right there. Okay, so pan back just a little bit. Now I'm going to go to work. So here's where I use the serrated edge. Now once I get the shovel in, and I just saw the dirt. Boy, it's dry today. We need some rain. Most of the time here in the south, it's a lot more wet, but we've had a fairly dry spring and now summer. All right, whew, that was tough. So once I get it started, I go through it a couple of times. There we go. Now I'm going to come around the other side and do the same thing. I really expected it to be softer than this. It's been a few weeks since I've been out here detecting. I'm detecting my own property. It was developed in 1880 by a farmer and his family, and they built a lovely Victorian farmhouse on the property. So this little town and this little community has seen a lot of history. So, okay, so now you can see that I've got the plug cut U-shape. I'm just gonna pry with my digger and just roll that back and see if I can retrieve the target. You see that? Once you come around the backside over here, bug, and you can see how this is still attached here. Show down here, and it just rolls back just like that. See, now, just to give you a quick snapshot of the end result, once you retrieve your target in here, you're just going to roll that back. You see how that looks? Isn't that beautiful? So, aside from a little packing down, that looks great. You can barely even tell anybody's dug here. So, let's go ahead and get under it again, fold it back, just get out the pinpointer, use the Garrett Pro Pointer. You can also use the Carrot, which is waterproof. Get yourself a good pinpointer. Also, these are critical for digging your holes accurately. So, okay, it's lit up. I'm not getting any reading on the pinpointer, barely at all. So it's still quite a bit deeper. So if it's not shallow, you're just going to have to dig all the dirt out, set it right next to where you're digging, so you don't have it spread out all over the area, and it's easy to get back into the hole. Now that the grass is dug out, I can dig all this out at my leisure. Make sense? And I'm going to cut through this root on the back side. There you go. See, I can dig down as far as I need to now. This is still attached here, the grass plug is. So, and normally I use gloves, but I'm running a camera today, so I can't do it in my gloves. So as you can see, I just packed that clump onto the shovel, move it up and out, right next to the hole. This is very dry. Normally it's, like I said, it's a lot more moist and it sticks together, but not today. And you may run into this, you know, circumstances that are not ideal, and that's oftentimes what makes for a nasty looking hole. All right, so you can see it is doable even with dry dirt. Okay, I'm running my Technetics Delta 4000 with the Nell Tornado coil on it today. It gets deceived by some of the trash targets a little better, or a little more so than the stock coil does, but it also is a lot more powerful and goes deeper, so that's why I wanted to do it this way today. Okay, let's see if we can locate that target now. Still not seeing it. Make it a point to keep your dirt all, you know, piled in a nice tight mound. Okay, I'm finally picking up something down there. Whew, that is down quite a ways and down in the side of the hole. Okay, but I am within a couple inches now. So, bear with me, hang in there. Let's see if we can get down to it. Get it up and out. I'm digging along the sides of the signal now, so as not to scratch it if it is a good target. Okay, that should do it. Okay, it's getting a lot cleaner. Huh? Must be in the plug. In the mound. Yep, it disappeared, so it must be out of the hole now. Okay. Ah, there we go. Okay, come down here, bug. Down in here somewhere. Don't get the camera too close. Back off just a little bit. There. No. Boy, that's a tiny target. It's no wonder it right there. Ah, there it is. Okay, it looked like yeah, it's an old square nail. You can see it's rectangle shaped like that, not round. But there you go. Picked up an old square nail about what? You see? About 7-8 inches down. That's what I was saying. Each one of these little marks is an inch on my digger. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, about 7 inches down would be that mark right there. So anyways, that's our find. And that's why it was a low reading and not a higher one in the corn target. So anyways, I'm going to give the camera back to my daughter, and she's going to video record me filling the hole back in now. Okay? All right, so I'm just going to take this, put it back in. Like I said, it's really difficult when the dirt is really dry. So if you stick to the rules, keep your dirt mound real close to the hole, and remember to do the plug the way I showed you, you should have really good results even in the worst circumstances, and that will help you you know, keep the grass and the field or the area that you're digging in really healthy looking. I've got all the dirt out of there I could possibly get. So you just work it in there. Grass looks pretty good. And then go ahead and take and fold this back. Just like that. It's going to be a little bit domed when you first start out because you've disturbed it and now the dirt is expanded instead of packed. Pack it down. Remember, the grass is still attached. All the roots are attached on the back of this, and this will stay nice and flush and healthy and green. There you go. So that's it. See how plush and nice. You can tell something was going on here. I got a little surface dirt, but and you can see a little bit of an outline here around the hole. But for the most part, that looks really good, and will, you know, after the first rain, that dirt will work itself back into that crack. If you keep the plug intact like that with the grass and the roots and everything, it won't come up when you mow either, which is real important, because that would be kind of crazy, you know, put all the plugs back and you know, have the mower come through a couple days later and it sucks up all the plugs and you have a bunch of holes in your field or yard. So you wouldn't want that either. And so the key to preventing that is keeping your plug together, digging straight down, not in at an angle like this and going shallow, but straight down, going deep until you get through the roots, and then you get under the entire plug and pop it out like a nice, deep, big clump. So that's it. All right, so that's my tip video for the day on how to retrieve targets and how to fill back in your holes, and of course how to cut the plugs as well. The digger tool, shovel, you're going to want to use, and of course, like I said, the pinpointer is critical in order for you to be able to dig small plugs. That's probably the most important part. That and a nice sharp shovel, and one with a serrated edge. My fave. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, y'all. I appreciate it. Click like if you found the video helpful, and of course subscribe if you feel so inclined. Thanks. Quick shout out to Thomas Stedding for letting me post this link on his Facebook community page. And keep swinging, y'all. God bless and have a great day. Dan out.